Imagine waking up every morning feeling like you've run a marathon in your sleep, exhausted, drained, and barely able to function. That was my life for years, until one day, I decided enough was enough. What if I told you that a few simple changes completely transformed my energy levels and gave me my life back? Stick around, because I'm about to share how I overcame chronic fatigue and rediscovered what it feels like to truly thrive. It was a Monday morning like any other. My alarm blared, and I groggily reached out to silence it. My body felt like it was weighed down by invisible chains, and the thought of getting out of bed filled me with dread. For years, I had chalked up my exhaustion to being busy or stressed. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. My days were a blur of coffee cups and yawns. I struggled to concentrate at work, and by evening, I barely had the energy to make dinner. Weekends, once filled with activities I loved, became a time to crash and recover, only to repeat the cycle on Monday. I wasn't living, I was surviving. Finally, after a particularly bad day where I dozed off at my desk during an important meeting, I decided enough was enough. It was time to take control of my life and figure out what was draining me. My first step was visiting my doctor, who ruled out underlying medical conditions like anemia or thyroid issues. That was a relief, but it also left me with more questions than answers. If nothing was wrong with me physically, what was causing my constant fatigue? I started researching chronic fatigue and discovered that lifestyle factors could play a significant role. I had been neglecting the basics: nutrition, movement, rest, and stress management. It was a wake-up call. If I wanted to feel better, I needed to overhaul how I lived my life. I realized I wasn't prioritizing sleep. Scrolling on my phone late into the night had become a habit, and I often went to bed intermittently. I committed to creating a bedtime routine. I set a consistent sleep schedule, dimmed the lights an hour before bed, and swapped scrolling for a good book. I also invested in blackout curtains and a white noise machine to create a restful environment. Within a week, I started waking up feeling more refreshed, and my energy levels throughout the day improved dramatically. My diet prioritized convenience over nutrition, quick snacks, fast food, and lots of caffeine. While these gave me a temporary boost, they ultimately left me feeling worse. I replaced processed foods with whole foods like vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and healthy fats. I also cut back on sugar and swapped my third cup of coffee for herbal tea. My energy became more stable, and the brain fog that had plagued me started to lift. Exercise felt impossible when I was already so tired. But I learned that the right kind of movement could actually give me energy rather than drain it. I started small, just a 10-minute walk after lunch. Gradually, I added light yoga and occasional strength training. Not only did my stamina improve, but I noticed my mood lifted on days I exercised. Stress was an uninvited guest in every aspect of my life. It kept me up at night and drained me during the day. I started practicing mindfulness, taking 10 minutes each morning to meditate. I also began journaling to process my thoughts and set boundaries at work to avoid burnout. I felt calmer and more in control, which translated to better focus and less exhaustion. It didn't happen overnight, but within a few months, I felt like a completely different person. I had energy to spare for hobbies and socializing. I started setting new goals for myself and felt a sense of purpose that had been missing for years. Most importantly, I realized that my well-being was worth the effort. These changes weren't quick fixes, they were sustainable habits that improved every aspect of my life. Looking back, I'm amazed at how small, consistent changes made such a huge difference. Overcoming chronic fatigue wasn't about doing everything perfectly, it was about doing the right things consistently. If you're feeling the way I did, exhausted, stuck, and hopeless, know that change is possible. Start small, and give yourself grace. Your body and mind are resilient, and with a little care, they can thrive. Here's to making that first step toward feeling alive again. And there you have it, small, intentional changes that helped me reclaim my energy and my life. The journey wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Now, it's your turn. What simple change will you make today to start feeling better tomorrow? Remember, every small step adds up to a big transformation. If you're ready to take charge of your health, don't stop here. Watch our next video for even more tips on creating a vibrant, energetic life. Together, we'll make thriving the new normal. See you there.